So now I invite Ms. Bernadine Jayasinghe, the Managing Director, IS Private Limited, an entrepreneur and a leading corporate trainer, to share some insights on the power of you discover, define, and design your personal brand.
Thank you very much. A very good evening. How many of you are extremely hungry right now? Extremely hungry for knowledge, experience, networking, and to do great in life? Yes? Right, so amazing to be here. I feel a beautiful, amazing vibe from y'all. I have a question to ask. How many of you want to be successful in life? Most of you are lazy to raise your hand, right now at the moment. He's like, don't ask questions. I really don't want to raise my hand up and down, but I really want to ask, how many of you want to be successful in life? How many of you want to be happy in life? And how many of you want to be successful and happy in life? Those are very obvious questions because all of us, we want to be happy and successful in life. And it's a very obvious question, isn't it? But I'm going to ask you the same question again and again and again. How many of you really want to be successful and happy in life? Come on, raise your hand. All right, amazing. But if someone comes and sit next to you and ask you, what do you really mean by success? And what do you really mean by happiness? And do you exactly know what you mean by success and happiness? Will you have an answer? I believe you will have somewhat kind of an answer, but sometimes we keep repeating these words. But if someone comes and asks us, we too don't know what exactly we want in our lives. We too are sometimes quite confused in our lives. Sometimes we say that we want to be this and that. And sometimes we show that we're extremely happy to the world, but at home sometimes we're confused and empty in our lives. How many of you feel empty and lonely at times? Amazing. If you don't feel, you might be a little zombie. As humans, we all feel empty, lonely, and mostly we feel a little bit confused at times. So I think today's topic is a beautiful topic, and I'm sure you all have grabbed a lot of insights from the amazing speakers and so much of knowledge that you have within you today. But what matters is how you are truly going to implement and how you are going to conquer the world and be happy and successful in life. And when we talk about branding, branding is something extremely powerful, extremely important, and extremely vital for our lives, for our companies, for our country, and the world as well. But when we talk about branding and personal branding, I want all of us to go on a beautiful journey. And that journey is not the stories about outward. I want all of us to go on a journey inside, an inward journey. Because before discover the world, before discover anything, we surely have to discover ourselves. Who am I? Who are you? What do you really want in life? These questions are very important. How many of you have asked yourself, who am I? How many of you haven't asked that? All right, amazing. I have a beautiful, confused audience, but I'm extremely proud because you are honest and you are courageous enough to raise your hand. Because the truth is, we all have a moment where we ask ourselves, who are we? Who am I? What do I really want in our lives? And some of us, at a point in our lives, we have forgotten to ask that too. Because we always want to define success according to social media, according to the television, according to our neighbors, according to what our parents told, according to what our parents want, and according to what other people want in their lives. And sometimes we have forgotten that our story is 1 in 8 billion. There are more than 21 million stories in Sri Lanka. And there are more than 8 billion stories in the world. And out of those amazing 8 billion stories, your story is one. We have wonderful professionals who have conquered their dreams and goals. And we have all of us whose story is 1 in 8 billion. So, something that I really believe is that, first of all, we need to believe ourselves. First of all, we should be able to respect ourselves. And first of all, we should be able to love ourselves. Because if you don't believe yourself, who's going to believe you? And if you are doubting yourself, who is going to believe you? And if you yourself is labeling yourself by saying, will I be able to do this? What will other people think? Will I be able to conquer the world? Do I need this? Who is going to believe you? So the first thing that you really need to do is listen to your heart, decide from your mind, and listen to your mind and listen to your soul. Every single human, everyone, is so powerful within. And everyone is blessed with so much magic within themselves. But how much time, how much quality time are we ready to put? How much of effort we are planning to put? And how much time we're going to put to try and work hard? And how much of patience and discipline and consistency we have will define your future. So what is the future you want? What is the personal brand you want? Who do you want to be? Actually depends according to what you decide to do today and how you decide to do it. It's not going to be an easy ride. Sometimes people might laugh at you. Sometimes people might start criticizing you. And sometimes people might question you. But what truly matters is, who do you really want to be? What do you really want for your life? And who are you is the main question that you really need to ask yourself. So my question to you is, who are you? For me, I see beautiful faces, so much of knowledge, so much of experience, so much of magic within you. So maybe a little bit of an action tip. Ask one of your friends, what do you see in me? And get some of your friends to talk about you. And they will say different things. You're a person who would love to support, someone who encourage you or encourage anyone, someone who will definitely be on time or not on time, or maybe someone who will be reliable or not reliable. I think you need to do a little bit of analysis of who you are as well. And the most interesting part is, if you want to know the whole history of your life and things you even don't know, you should ask the people you don't like. Right? So you can get some of your people who doesn't like you much. You can get someone to talk to them and get all the information you also didn't know that existed, and also that you might not know but want to know. Because those are the best parts, right? If you find out things which irritate someone, if you find out that you also have traits and things that which is not professional, and if you find out if you are doing something which is not right, it's always amazing to figure it out and understand and accept it and work on your mistakes and the things, because we're not perfect, right? Like, I learn every single day and there's so much for me to learn. And similarly, every single person has so much to learn. So the first thing, as I mentioned, is I want you to go home today and ask yourself, who are you? What kind of a person are you? Do you get angry? Do you get stressed? Do you get depressed? Do you get motivated or demotivated? Because I've heard, so quick question. When you listen to these motivational speeches and everything, do you really get motivated or do you get demotivated? When you listen to a very amazing motivational speech who have conquered the world and done so many amazing things, do you get motivated or demotivated? How many of you get motivated? All right, amazing. How many of you get demotivated? All right, oh my gosh, what kind of an audience is this? But it's okay, I'm very proud of you. right? How many of you are neutral? Like, I couldn't listen because I was hungry. I couldn't listen because I was still thinking about the person whom I smiled and who didn't smile back at me. So, who are the neutral ones? Okay, so you were raising your hand for all three. Oh, for the neutral one. Okay, amazing. I like it. Very nice. So interesting. I like how engaging you are. So it actually depends from person to person, right? There are again times where you have all three in different times as well. But something that you really need to understand is that who are you is a very, very, very vital question that you have to ask. I'm repeating the same thing because I want you, all of you, to dive into it and ask yourself what kind of a person you are. And if you are getting angry, if you're a person who gets demotivated or motivated according to a speech, whom should we blame? The speaker? How many of you have to blame the speaker? Don't say that, please. You can say it after, like, we all go home. Right? No. Then who? Why are you pointing at me? Okay, sorry. Then I'm the reason. Okay, so us, right? Because how we pursue and how we look at things actually will define what it is. Now, example, why do we get more demotivated when we listen to motivational speeches? I think that's the most important question that we need to talk. Why? Because we listen to that motivational speech, we get motivated and activated at that time, thinking that we too can do it, we should do it. And then when we go home, what happens? You sit down and think, look at their life, what they have done and what they have. And look at my life. Currently, I'm having a back pain. I can't even jump out from my sofa and be so active. And that person is, wow, what a lifestyle. How many of you go through that? We're all in the same boat. Congratulations. Amazing. Right. So I believe, right, we all go through different scenarios, but we compare. And what happens is, rather than creating our brand, rather than thriving, and rather than achieving our dreams, what are we doing? We are comparing, we are analyzing, and without starting and before starting, we ourselves, our brain is giving excuses why we can't do, why we should not do, or why we should don't want to do it. So what do? We go to the next reel, and then we come up with another thought, or else we watch another person's achievement on LinkedIn, and then again you start thinking, how did they do it? Right? And if another set of people might turn to the next side and say, can you remember how this person started? I don't know how they are doing this. Right? And there's another set of people who might be saying, oh my God, can you remember how this person started? And it's inspiring how this person is thriving. So different styles of different ways people are going to define and discuss. But where are you now? Still on the sofa? Sometimes, maybe. But what you need to remember is, why we get demotivated is we compare another person's success story with our current chapter. That's where we go wrong at times. Because how can you compare your current chapter with someone else's success story? Because different people have different chapters in their story. There are times that people have gone through so much, but they might have not updated that on social media. You might be thinking someone's life is amazing and fulfilling and 100% smooth and perfect by looking at their LinkedIn and social media and comparing again to your current chapter. So this is a take, because it's a very short period I have to talk. So let me make it very fast. Otherwise, we should have been able to dive in and have a discussion and find solutions together. So a quick one would be, next time when you see someone successful, the first question you need to ask yourself is, how much of hard work that person have put into achieve that? How much of sacrifices that person did to achieve that? And how much of sleepless nights, how much of research, how much of failure, how much of rejection, how much of pain that person went through just to achieve that little thing? It's not about what you see. You need to always ask those questions. So, the second question you really need to ask yourself is, who do you really want to be? If you don't ask yourself who you want to be, how are you going to achieve that? If you're lucky, you'll achieve it. If not, how are you going to achieve who you want to be in life if you don't ask your questions? So I think something extremely important all of us we need to do today is ask ourselves, who do I want to be? And why do I want to be that person? When am I going to be that person? How am I going to be that person? And why should I be that person? And when you keep asking these questions, you yourself will identify and understand, is this your dream or is this someone else's dream? Are you trying to do this for your fulfillment, or are you doing this to show to someone else or to fulfill someone else's dream? So I believe out of these 8 billion amazing stories, your story is one. And this story should be extremely powerful. And you don't have to have titles to serve. You don't have to have certain designations to serve. You can serve from your heart. You can serve through your soul. So be honest, be ethical, try your best. If you make a mistake, apologize. It's okay. Humans mess up. Humans make mistakes. And how can you come up without making mistakes? Example, if you would love to do a presentation, if you would love to do a speech, sometimes we might be really scared whether my grammar will be right, whether my pronunciation will be right. And the worst case scenario is when you go and you see the audience and you forget the content. Sometimes brain plays a little bit of games, isn't it? Sometimes you have that word in your mind, but it doesn't come out. So we always have so many reasons and things that we actually echo in our mind for the things that we don't want to do or we doubt ourselves. So first of all, throw away the doubt, throw away the fear. And it's very easy for me to say, and it's very hard for a person to do it. I can say be extremely confident and share your idea, but it's not easy to actually do it because inside our mind, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of nervousness, and there's a lot of trauma. And also, we're really scared of criticism because at the end of the day, everyone gets criticized for something. Whether it's good or bad, you get criticized. And sometimes when you're doing really well, people applaud and support and encourage and celebrate. But when you're doing extremely well, sometimes there might be people who try to put you down and pull you down. But can we stop this? Can we wait till these things stop? No. We need to start somewhere. And we can be the change, we can be the inspiration we want to see in this world. So maybe we can stop criticizing. We can stop putting and pulling people down. Maybe we can be the people who encourage, maybe smile, maybe support. One word can change someone's life. So ask yourself, who are you? Who do you want to be? Why do you want to be that person? And give a deadline, a timeline, and believe in yourself, trust in yourself, create positive thoughts, and manifest it, and work extremely hard. And trust me, your life is going to be amazing. Your life is going to be amazing. Now, the reality is there can be challenges, there can be obstacles, because even though we are the author of our life, we cannot sometimes control all the challenges and the obstacles which are going to come towards our lives. But as the author of our own life, as the designer of our life, as the designer and the creator of our story and our brand, we can decide how to respond and how to react to what is going to happen to us. So how are you going to respond, or how are you going to react to certain challenges and problems and issues? And when there's a problem, rather than complaining, how are you going to find the solutions for the problems? And how are you going to walk forward? How are you going to keep running? How are you going to keep thriving? And don't think small, think big. And if I'm to be very honest, every time my mother used to say, like, don't try to fly high. If I'm to tell it in Sinhala, she will show her finger and say, Angile Tharamati Dimenna. Right? That is one word she keeps on telling me when I was a kid. And I really respect her. I really love her. Because why does she say that? Because she loves me. Because she's scared that I might uh, fall down by thinking big and dreaming big. But it's okay to dream big. So, something I used to tell my mother always is that as long as I don't hurt anyone, as long as I don't cut down anyone, as long as I don't pull anyone down, and as long as I don't create any harm to anyone, it's okay for me to try and dream big and work hard. And if I fall, what can I do? Again, maybe start. And we don't have to be ashamed of our history, our past, financial capacities, or financial capabilities. Don't compare your looks to other people and label yourself. Don't compare your marks to other people or compare your status or your current designations and your, certain, your history or whatever with other people. Own it. Your past, your roots, your tough times, your scars should be your signature. Because that's something I really believe. Because if you are ready to understand and realize and correct yourself and move forward, that's inspirational. And I think you should feel it and you should live it. And you should really love your looks. You should really feel it. And you should really embrace your talents. And you should definitely be able to support other people as well. But one thing you need to remember is we should be proud of ourselves, but we have to keep our feet on the ground, and we should also be open to correct our mistakes and work on ourselves and see how we can elevate every single minute. Any job, anything, any industry, you have to always see how you can work on yourself every single moment. AI, what's going to happen with AI? Is it going to, but your personal brand cannot be replaced by AI. You should use AI to elevate your personal brand. So you should always see things as how something can transform you and how you can find solutions for your problems. And always, one more thing that I would like to say is that something I really believe is cleansing your aura is extremely important, because branding is extremely important. Wearing beautifully, because your presence is important, right? So how you what you wear, how you speak, how you behave really portrays your brand, right? Secondly, how your presence on social media, like say Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or anywhere, maybe the blogs that you do, whatever, also portrays your brand. And then how you live your daily life, where you go, how you behave there, how you communicate, and are you really proving what you see on social media? Are you living that? Also portrays your brand. So all these three P's are also portraying your brand. But something I truly believe, which is my opinion and which is quite close to my heart, is something that I think you have to cleanse your aura, and that speaks a lot more than clothes as well. And how you can cleanse your aura, it's like a 3-day topic that we can talk about, but let me try to say it within few seconds. Is that in a simple tone, not on a very technical term, very simple in my words, I would say, or like in a very simple terms, is that how you can cleanse your aura, how you can connect with people, and how you can be a good human, is that if you can throw away jealousy, if you can throw away ego, and if you can throw away attitude, and if you can throw away all these backstabbing to everything and anger, and if you can control those, it will help you to live peacefully. And that will truly cleanse your body. That sometimes you don't have to go and speak to certain people and say who you are, they will feel it. Because sometimes you might wear the most branded outfit and you might have the best profile, and sometimes you might go and speak but people might still feel there's something there. But if you have the right aura with the right way of dressing and speaking of who you want to be and how you connect and the presence on social media to LinkedIn to everywhere, everything will align beautifully. And the reality is we're all human. We're not perfect. If you don't feel jealousy, you're a zombie. So if we're human, that means we do feel jealousy, we do feel arrogance, and with titles, as humans, we do get ego. I do understand and I do respect that because everyone has a story. Someone, the way they behave and who they are today, everyone has a story. So we can't blame people also. So I think we should respect every human and we should definitely celebrate every human. But from our side, the best thing that we can do is if we can throw away jealousy. It's not easy, right? Sometimes what happens is suddenly you see someone and you be like, their life and my life. I've been working for 25 years, 15 years. I worked so much and I'm the one who worked hard and this one is getting recognized. Do you go through that? If not, you're a zombies. If you go through it, you're humans. And we go through that. And that creates, translates into frustration, right? Jealousy translates into anger. And this is destroying the real amazing human within you because everyone has so much magic within them. So, in a very, very, very lighter way, that I would like to say from today onwards, maybe if you can do for 21 days, you will see a massive difference within you. And if you can do this for 66 days, guaranteed you'll see a massive, massive, massive difference within you. But what matters is where you start and when you start and how you start. So, what we can do is let's start right now. So what you can do is when you see someone and you feel jealous, what are you going to do? Take a deep breath and count from 1 to 10 and 10 to 1 and tell yourself, I would like to feel jealous, but let me not be jealous. Right? And when you feel like punching someone on their face, what are you going to do? Don't do it. Don't do it in a very aggressive tone in your mind. You take a deep breath, count from 1 to 10 and 10 to 1 and look at them and think, I wish I can punch you, but I will not because you're very sweet. I know this sounds very lame, but sometimes being a little bit childlike is very important. Don't be childish. Be like childlike. Childlike is very important to be a human and live a good life as well. So I have so much to tell, but let me try to keep it very short to be in the timeline. I think I have 3 minutes more. So what I can do is finally to summarize everything, cleanse your aura, have that challenge for today and then 21 days and 66 days somehow. And the second thing is your thoughts will manifest. So if you doubt, big question. So don't doubt, right? But be realistic and have realistic goals and ask yourself who you are, who do you want to be? Be content with what you have right now. Be so happy with what you have while working so hard to get what you want. So you're happy and you're working on your skills and your brand and your personality to go achieve what you want. So what happens is, as humans, when we achieve what we want something better. We want something bigger, better, bigger and all, which is great. So it's okay, dream big. But what matters is when you're happy with what you have, you keep achieving, you keep achieving, you keep achieving, you keep achieving. But your journey is going to be happy, beautiful, and amazing. If not, you keep achieving, and then you're like, I want the next promotion, I want the next car, come on, like this person has a better car. Like 5 days you're happy, and the next day you're frustrated. And life is a very frustrated life. So live life, enjoy life, celebrate life. Easy for me to say, hard for everyone to do. But let's try to do. So discover the inner magic and be you. Be proud to be you and be the reason that so many people will smile and will become successful. I think that's something extremely important. And branding I will not mention anything because when you shine within, you'll shine bright in life for sure. So, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all success, good health, and happiness. And I wish that you will discover who you are and discover the world and be the inspiration that this world needs. Ayubowan, and may you live long. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your inspiring address. So, dear madam, I kindly ask to come again to the stage as I now invite Professor Nalina Besekara and Mr. Denzel Pereira to present the token of appreciation.